Hi traders, it's Ross here and welcome to the daily recap show for today, which is Wednesday the 17th of November. So first up, we'll take a quick look at the Footsie as always. We said that we'd broken down through the 73.24 to 73.33 zone overnight, which had shown some weakness in the Footsie. But the bigger overall picture was still bullish, so we had to still be careful with some shorts, but we could potentially look for shorts from that 33.24 to 33 area on the first go. So let's go and have a look at the action and see what happened today. Okay, so first of all, I just want to show you why I said that there was some signs of weakness in the Footsie, and then the break below the 23 to 33 area was showing some weakness on the Footsie. So this is the hourly, and as you can see, we had this structure. We had a lot of chop a couple of weeks ago, like we mentioned in the reports, and then we got this really clean breakout from it. So an impulsive move through, showing signs of the breakout, and then it held this here on the retest. However, what we'd actually also seen was this this impulsive move down here, with then followed by a corrective structure at the bottom of that there. So we was looking for the next move. This obviously could have been one larger corrective structure in this impulsive move here. However, what we have ended up seeing was that this corrective structure has then broken down back below the breakout area. So that is why we've said we've seen some weakness. We've got some lower highs, and rather than treat this as a corrective structure and take off, if we're taking out this high, that would have been a move back up towards the highs. We've actually seen it break down overnight, and that was the indication that there was some form of weakness in the Footsie. So let's go now and drill down into the lower time frames. Okay guys, so I just wanted to go through that because I don't often talk about a higher time frame context, but I just wanted to give that as a bit of colour as to why I was mentioning that. So I hope you found that little bit of added analysis useful. The Footsie today, so we opened up around here, which was around the 309 to 16 area. We pushed up through it, come back down, and then we pushed higher, just showing that we hadn't really respected this zone at all. It was a push up, push down, so it was oscillating back and forth, no signal, and we weren't really having any clear signal. So that was a little bit of a concern in terms of maybe some chop. We also didn't quite get up to this 23 to 33 zone. If we had just taken out this overnight high here and put in a false break signal, that is something that I would have potentially looked to have traded. However, we didn't get that high. We actually reacted from just below the zone. There was actually on the 15-minute chart, there was actually a signal here in isolation. This signal here, reversal signal. However, because it was front run from our zone, because it wasn't setting up the way that we would like, and actually from our zone, that was something that we missed. However, from a pure pattern recognition viewpoint, that is the sort of thing that you're looking for. But as I always say, we look to tie in with the zone. We look to make sure that we take the highest probability setups only. If we took all of these sorts of setups, we would get ourselves into a lot more trouble. So we look for everything to tie in, and today, unfortunately, they didn't quite do that. Once we saw this rejection, we got the impulsive move back through this zone, which we hadn't respected, and then down to this support zone here between 293 and 300. Now, this is the only trade opportunity of the day. Again, we talk about this a lot. It's a classic false break signal. Break below the overnight lows, grab the liquidity, push back up, and then it goes up. Now, you could look and sit there and say, okay, we've reacted from this zone. We've held this zone as resistance here and here. We've held this zone of support here, and we've reacted from this resistance again here. However, I would sit there and say these are all hindsight trades. They're easy to sit there and say in hindsight. This trade here, it's a very nice reversal, but having seen the context of the price action around that zone before, that is not a high probability trade. It hadn't respected that zone before, so in terms of probability wise, it was much less likely to respect it on the retest. So although in isolation they're quite nice patterns, and they're good to see that it's good to see that the zones have been respected. This is why we sort of try and tie everything in terms of context as well. So there was nice to see the zones being respected, but this here is the only pattern that I would have looked to have traded. Missed what just for a front run the zone here, and hopefully you can understand the reasons why I wouldn't have necessarily traded these ones, even though we were slightly negative below this 73.23 to 33 area. Okay guys, so I hope you found that useful. Quite a lot to digest there on the Footsie. So let's now go and take a look at the DAX. So on the DAX we said that we were making all-time highs again, but this time we'd made it with a bit more of an impulsive move. So we were looking for sustained breaks below 16,210 to 220 to see a retracement, and then breaks above 250 to 265 would push on into new all-time highs. So let's go and take a look and see what the DAX has done today. Okay, so you can see here on the DAX that we opened up just below the all-time high zone, and we had just pushed straight up through the zone. We had a little push back off of it at the open, probably just to try and force some people into thinking that that zone was going to hold and we was going to fall away. But as you can see, we've got a nice strong impulsive move up there. We held the ATMA all the way up. We then got the corrective pullback. We've held this zone as support all day. However, as you can sit there and see, the range is just absolutely shocking. There is a total range on the day of around about 20 points. So although that zone broke through and then has acted as support, which is sort of textbook scenario stuff, there's no volatility in the market today, and therefore no real trading opportunities. This one here is possibly the greatest opportunity of the day, just because it comes back and retests this area, takes out that previous low there, and then reverses. But again, as you can see, with the lack of volatility, you wouldn't really have been able to make anything out of it. The risk to reward would not have made any sense. So as I say, again, zone respected, got the impulsive breakthrough, and then held the retest, but lack of volatility creates lack of opportunity, and there's nothing really of high probability here in the DAX today. So guys, hope you found this all useful, and I will speak to you all again tomorrow. Cheers traders.